Hey, this is Doc again. You know, I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff, and sorry, I'm just kind of stretching a little bit. It's always good to do when you're sitting in a chair for a little while. Stretch, get them muscles relaxed. Then it'll make you yawn, because you know it's that time of evening. Looking at around 9:30, 9:45, right around there, in the evening on Sunday. This is November 10th, so we're getting close to the blackout stuff. Ooh. Don't know. I haven't the faintest idea what's really going to happen. I did hear some kind of rumor, just a rumor tonight. Like I said, November 10th, that South London lost their power grid. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. So just take it as a just something to keep an eye out. Maybe you'll see it on CNN or something like that, or on some world news program. Okay, but one thing I did notice, there's a few things I did notice. Excuse me, I don't know why, but I want to yawn every time I get on this stupid thing. Maybe because I make them way too late in the evening. I should start making them earlier in the day. But driving around the town here. Well, no, I don't even get on that part first. I want to get on the other parts. Looking at the YouTube, and there's some people who are afraid to show their face. They want to show fire logs, or they want to show something and they just have their voice, and I'm thinking, what are you afraid of? If you're true who you are, I guess I'm old-fashioned, but I'm saying be a man, stand up, grow some kahunas. For those who know what kahunas are, let people know you're willing to do that. You see, I'm an educated man. Through the military, all my medical experience. I even worked for the University of Michigan, go blue, for 5 years at the Naval Hospital, at the University of Michigan Health Systems. I was in management position there, so I'm an educated man. I got no problem saying that. I mean, I've been through the mill with schooling and all that good stuff at college and all that stuff. So I look at things maybe a little different than others do, and I also have a basic lifestyle. I don't have a fancy lifestyle because I know that the more money you make, the more money you spend. That's just that's just the way we all do, isn't it? Really, look at your wallet. Tell me I'm a liar. Okay, all right. But I did notice that there's some dealerships around this area, and I'm living close to the big three. There's dealerships around this area that all of a sudden, this past week or so, their stock has dwindled, and they haven't replaced any stock. There's a lot less cars on the lot for sale than there were. Goes against what I've been hearing on the news. I don't get it. Kind of sounds strange to me. But again, the what do you call it? See, you're making me yawn again. Now you're looking at me and you're making me yawn. Look away for a second, then look back. Okay? Maybe I won't yawn. But I'm just seeing a reverse of everything again. We haven't noticed it yet, but maybe you have. But living here close to the big three and yet to see dealerships back away from their stock, that's something that's kind of strange and a little bit, makes you want to turn your nose up that something's going on that you're just not sure what. But anyways, I digress again. I'm here to just kind of pop up and bring you some info. You know what? I'd like to talk to some people face to face, those who subscribe to me. So I want to give you my Skype. Skype's free, by the way. Don't cost you a thing to sign up for it. But you do have to have a webcam and a microphone, whether it be built in the webcam, built in the computer. You are making me yawn again. I don't know who it is, but you're doing it. Sorry, I'm not blaming it on you. I'm blaming it on my own self. Doc didn't get his nap today. So I guess that's what happened. When you get older, you need your nap. But my name for Skype is Short 47. SHORT 47. Okay. Of course, when I was 47 is when I come up with the Skype uh, account. What? I can't quit yawning. I have the faintest freaking idea, but it doesn't matter. At least to me, it matters, but to you, it probably doesn't. Um, and yeah, I'd like to, any questions, I'd be glad to pop on live during the evening. But you have to send me an invite in order for me to figure out who you are so I can send you an invite back and do that. Because, see, YouTube is doing something screwy. Google and YouTube, I don't know what in the world's going on with them. But I'm having trouble responding to. I got plenty of people who are asking questions and talking, and I can't respond to them now because Google and YouTube are doing something stupid, and I don't know what they're doing, but I'd rather make the videos and then talk to you guys live. Okay? No biggie. Don't be afraid. Afraid. Doctor don't bite, man. The doc don't bite. But I'll be glad to pass on any information I need, that you need, that I have, if I have it. If I don't, I'll direct you where you can get it. I mean, I'm not all up into the herbalist stuff, but there are a few things I know of, like the wild plantain leaf, the weed part, the weed plantain. Um, that's a natural antihistamine for those with allergies. That's something good to know. You make a tea out of the leaves, and it takes care of your allergy issues. Just in case you don't have the ability to stock up on your antihistamines, okay? Because that's mainly what takes care of allergies is antihistamines. They can put any name they want to it. It's still an antihistamine. But anyways, I digress again. I appreciate everybody who watches my videos and listens to this nutball. When I popped into the military, I popped into the military in order to change the world. I wanted to save lives, and I didn't, and I wanted to sacrifice if I had to help those. I wasn't drafted. I was voluntarily listed, because enlisted. So that's just the doc. Okay. I've got a wealth of knowledge I'll be willing to pass on. If I don't know it, I'm sure I can find it out for you. But that's all I'm here for. If you don't want to know, ain't nothing I can do about it. But I'm just going to be honest. There's some good people on this YouTube. There's some crazies on this YouTube. There's some people who are going way out on the psycho limb in order to try to paranoia you and worry you. And you got to kind of weed them out because they're doing it just to try to get numbers, and that pisses me off. And I'll just be honest with you with that. That pisses me off because you're dealing with people's lives, and that's the first thing I was taught in medical school. Was that anything you do, you are dealing with that person's life. And life is precious. It's a precious thing. And you don't abuse that. And some of these idiots on YouTube, they're paranoid you, and they're just causing concern and worry out of just trying to push numbers. I'm looking at some with 350,000 views on their video, and I watched their video, and I'm going, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. Here the time had passed, the date had passed, nothing had happened, and yet they got 350-some thousand people who were willing to grab hold of it and listen to it. You know what? You should be smarter than that, and I'll give you the God's honest truth. Sure, we got stuff coming. We got Comet Ison. We got two other comets coming in our direction. Who knows what's coming up with that? I haven't the faintest. I'm not a space dude, so I'm not going to be able to fill you in with that. Okay, all I can do is take a look at everyday living and everyday life, which is what we all should be looking at, and realizing that there is some crap coming down the road. And you know what? Stop playing the denial mode. Some people are playing denial. Well, I wouldn't want to live. I watched a video earlier about some guy who was upset because his family, or big parts of his family, are saying, "I wouldn't want to live in a society where there's no rule of law or any of that." Well, what choice do you got? If it happens, it happens. That's just a form of denial, just laziness, so they can sponge off you when the crap hits. I tell you, look at the Philippines. This is Sunday, November 10th, and the Philippines got hit with the worst. Why do I keep? It's not a hurricane. It's it's late in the evening, and you know what? When you get old, your mind just kind of pops. Uh, Typhoon, the worst typhoon in recorded history, hits the Philippines, and one city alone is now reporting over 10,000 dead, and several other thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have died during this typhoon. How many of them didn't prepare for anything? Well, I tell you what, there's some family members, they really need to be slapped, but the doc can't slap everybody. I got family members myself that need slapped, and I think maybe that's what I'll do this week. I'll just drive up to their driveway, get out, go in the house, look at them and say, you know what, you're an idiot, and slap the snot out of them, and then walk out and let them wonder what in the world the doc's talking about. Makes me feel better to say it anyways, but it's probably not going to happen. But you got some people that something's coming down the road. It's a guarantee. Look at Sandy. Look at Katrina. Look at the other hurricanes. Look at the earthquakes. Look at all these other. Look at Haiti. Look at all the other things in the world. It's just a matter of time. And yet people are acting like they're stupid, and they're in this denial mode, and they just don't want to do anything that they have to do. Laziest people, I'm telling you what, I'll tell you now that Americans are the laziest people on the whole face of the earth. Now, that's just me pulling an attitude. I guess it's venting night for the doc, but Americans are the laziest people. They live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, if you can see behind me, you'll see at the very top of that cupboard behind me, you'll see some water. Now, that's only a couple little cases of water up there. But I have water all over the place. Simple little thing. Paying just $7, $8, $9 for a 24-pack of bottled water. And setting it aside. It's like pulling teeth to some people that you know. But when the problem hits the fan, they're going to be looking to you to take from you. And I'm going to tell you honestly, and I'll be forthright, because I believe our founding fathers were that way also. What's the old saying? Tough titty, said the kitty, but the milk ran dry. Send them down the road. If they want to be lazy, like the grasshopper and the story of the grasshopper and the ants toiled all year long, stored up all year long for the cold winter that was coming, and the grasshopper fooled around and played all the time. You know the story. It's a kid story. I learned that when I was a kid. All right? Same scenario. Now, they're going to try to play on your bleeding heart and try to make it sound like they didn't really know what was going on. I try not to use foul language as much as possible, but There's times when I do use foul language. Of course, every one of us does. And it don't have to be being hit with the hammer in order to make that foul language. But I am a little, I wouldn't call it heartless. I have no trouble looking at somebody and calling them an idiot if they knew better and they didn't do something. All right, I'm just blunt. Military made me that way. No sense beating around the bush, trying to make it mushy. Oh, well, it's okay. No, it's not okay. If you're really concerned about your family, you're going to make sure everything's okay. You're not just going to pass it on to, oh, well, we got our hunting brother or hunting in-law that we can look to for any issues if we have no bull crap. Put your own pants on. Put your own shoes on. Take care of your own business, people. And don't whine it off on somebody else or try to blame somebody else for anything. When the shit hits a fan, it's between you and God, period. Ain't between me and you. I'm not trying to warn you. I even went on YouTube here to try to warn people. What's coming is not going to be fun. And if you can see the positive coming out of this, I'd like to know where. Because you first have to get fried by the negative before the positive starts to occur. You know what? It takes a shock before life starts coming back again. And that's what, when somebody's heart stops, it takes a shock to the system in order to try to get that heart started again. Okay? Once it started again, a lot of people have new look on life. And I believe that's what's coming to the world, or to the United States, or the world, or whatever. There's a shock coming. And it's going to cause people to have a new look on life. But the only problem is, all those who's already known about it, they're going to have to deal with the nutballs who decided they didn't want to do anything about it. How do you make decisions in that? I haven't the faintest idea. And I'll just be honest with you. I have no idea how to deal with the people around me when the stuff does hit. Because most of them are in this denial mode. And they don't want to hear the truth. Well, that's okay. I got my solar panels. I got my everything that I need. I'm all set up. Well, I've been working like those ants. And when the problem comes, I'll be sitting back with my feet being toasted by a nice fire in my home and having not to worry about anything going on outside. And if you try walking through my front door to take anything that I have labored, I will gladly put you in the ground. Because your stupidity, oh, what is that saying? I used to love that saying. I can't even remember it. I can't even remember it. You know what? When I remember it, I'll put it on YouTube. But your stupidity is not going to change my outcome or what I have worked hard for because of your stupidity. Okay? And I'll just be honest and forthright with you. That when problems hit, my family comes first. And when problems hit, your family better come first. Because it's your family is who you are standing in the gap for, and who you are working hard to keep alive is your family, your children, your spouse, your family. All right, that is close to you and that is working with you. That's who you stand up for. Everybody else, blind eye, unless absolutely necessary. Now, there's plenty of senior citizens around me, and I'm talking senior, 70s and 80s, that I'll be more than glad to haul them to my home. Now, I don't want you to think I'm a heartless man, because I'm not. That's why I'm on YouTube. I'm trying to share my heart to you, actually, to warn you ahead of time. But there's plenty of senior citizens around me that don't have the ability to take care of what's needed to be done. I'll be the first one to snatch them up, and bring them over to our house and to sit them down and to take care of them during the rough time until the rough time's over. That's what I plan on doing. See, I'm not just storing up just for myself, but I'm storing up for those who are incapable. But when you got nutballs or idiots who are capable, but when you talk to them and they deny and they don't want, and they think you're just trying to scare things up, good for them. Let them catch some reality. You know what? When I screwed up, my daddy whooped me. My mama whooped me. And you know why they whooped you? Out of love, in order to let you know you screwed up so you don't do it again. Well, guess what? Life is the same way. You get whooped in various different ways. And one of them is, sorry, dude, go down the road. Let a FEMA camp take care of you. I don't care. Let the government deal with you. You didn't listen? Tough titty, said the kitty, but the milk ran dry. All right, are you tired of hearing the Doc ramble? Okay. It's not getting better, but keep your eye this week. I mean, it's just supposed to be a scenario. I don't know if the power's going to go out or not. I haven't the faintest idea. I haven't heard any negatives or positives with it. I've heard speculations. Well, you can't run on speculation. Okay, but you can run on facts. And the number one fact is people have died instantly in the Philippines because they probably didn't listen to what the government was trying to tell them, or the country was trying to tell them, or the news was trying to tell them in order to protect themselves. Deniability. People who deny. No denial, okay? Catch the reality of it. Prepare your home. It's your first line of defense. And you know what? If you never use it, it's prepared for your children or your grandchildren. Back in Civil War time, there were a lot of independent groups that were not attached to the military. They were a militia that formed themselves out of a town and decided when they could to help out whatever side they were working with. And if they decided not to, they didn't. It's fascinating when you study George Washington. He was supposed to, there was a battle that he was supposed to fight, and I'm just paraphrasing here. And he didn't have enough troops. They had lost a lot of troops, and his troops were starving, and they really didn't have the ability to come against the British with that was having had big companies still, and a militia group come through, and George Washington had talked to them and was trying to get them to stand with him and fight. And they looked at the odds and they said, there's no way you're going to survive this one. So they moved on to fight another day. All right. Now just think about that. George Washington, it was a decision that caused him to decide to back his troops out at that time and fight another day. And he went south and he fought another day. Okay? Well, sometimes it takes the reality of somebody kicking you to tell you, let you know, you're not going to survive this fight. Or you will, but you're going to have to retreat a little bit. Well, let the nutballs run out with their guns and do what they want to do. I'm telling you, only fight when you have to. Survive another day. Let tomorrow be another day to decide what's got to go. Okay? So look around your town. Look around your cities. Wherever you're at. Tell me what you see. Remember my Skype. Short47. SHORT 47. You send me an invite. I'll pop it back. And I'd like to see you face to face. At least the time that we have anyways to be able to do it. Might as well. Okay? I got your 6. God bless. Bye-bye.